So, Resident Evil 2 Remake. So, it's time that I reviewed this game. I already technically took a look at it some time back, but, well, wasn't expecting my fan to be that loud in the video. So I wanted to re-record this review, and frankly, I think I have some new things to say about this game. So, what happens in the Resident Evil 2 Remake? Well, obviously, I will be covering both the A and B scenarios at the same time. There's really not too many differences, so let's just get into them. So, Resident Evil 2 takes place 2 months after the events of Resident Evil 1 and 0. What happened in those games is that there was a T-virus outbreak, and it eventually spread throughout the Spencer Mansion and into the Arklay Mountains, killed a bunch of people, and Stars was sent to investigate. A bunch of them died because Wesker was working with Umbrella, and then William Birkin kind of tries screwing over Umbrella in an attempt to sell the G virus to the military, and gets left for dead after he got shot a bunch of times. So that kind of starts Resident Evil 2. Of course, then we also have Resident Evil 3 that takes place before that, where Jill is being hunted by the Nemesis. So now Resident Evil 2 can start. Unless I want to cover the Outbreak games, which I kind of don't. So yeah, jokes aside, so Resident Evil 2 takes place. Well, Resident Evil 2 focuses on two protagonists, Claire and Leon. Claire is a college student looking for her brother Chris, who kind of went missing. I mean, we already know where he is. He's up in Europe investigating Umbrella after the events of the first game. And we have a rookie cop, Leon, who heard about the murders and kind of wanted to see what was going on. Now, their paths cross together quite a few times, but they also have their own little adventures. Pretty much, the stories are about the same. They're both going for the police station and such, kind of starting to slowly realize what exactly happened, while they're also trying to make their way out of the city. Leon meets a FBI agent named Ada, and Claire meets a young girl named Sherry who's looking for her parents. Sherry is, of course, kidnapped by Chief Irons, and Claire has to find a parking pass in order to save her and later bring an amulet. Well, Leon is trying to just get a parking pass so he can, well, continue with his investigation and help Ada. There's a part where he plays Ada, who ends up wounded later. Leon has to rescue her. Sherry gets kidnapped again after Sherry frees her, and that kind of begins the sewers part, which both pretty much play exactly the same. Same thing with the labs. Leon's trying to get a sample of the G virus. Claire's trying to find a cure for Sherry. There's a few key differences between both of them. For one, Birkin is a bit more of a threat in Claire's campaign. She actually fights him another time, and he's the reason why Claire does end up in the sewers. While with Leon, he faces Mr. X a few more times, which is interesting, but again, from what I've heard about the original game, they could have done B scenarios a lot better. The lab is pretty simple. They eventually have to fight either Birkin or Mr. X. Of course, in a B scenario, you fight Birkin no matter who you play as. So, the question is the story good? Yeah, I liked it. Personally, I do think Resident Evil 3's story is a lot better. I think out of all the remakes I've played, this one might be my least favorite. This isn't to say that the remake is downright bad, it's just the fact that I've played it to death. Like, I've literally played this game countless times, and I just feel like the other other remakes kind of a bit better. Then, of course, we have additional modes plus DLC. Honestly, the DLC for this game is kind of disappointing. There's really nothing much to say about this. It's just a bunch of what-if scenarios and just don't really even add much to the game. Then we have the extra mode, the Force Survivor. Frankly, I dislike this mode a lot. And yeah, this was one of the things that did hold me back from the platinum for quite a bit, but overall, the game is pretty easy to trophy hunt. I definitely recommend it to those who are getting into it. But if you're just looking for a really simple story that eventually leads into like a whole bunch of stories, Resident Evil 2 is a perfect game to play. Overall, I do like this one. I think the atmosphere in the game is pretty intense. There's some really scary moments with Master X and even other enemies that Claire and Leon face. And overall, it's definitely probably one of my favorite games that I've played. But that's all I have to say about this one. So, of course, until then, goodbye, and thank you all for watching.